All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Joel Straight Show, where we are live futures trading here at 7:30 every day, Monday through Friday. Hope everyone out there is having an awesome day. I hope everyone out there is making profit today, and I genuinely hope that everyone is really just having an amazing day, amazing time. So we have been trading futures since about 5:45, 6 o'clock or something like that. And we've been doing pretty decent in futures, although unfortunately, I kept having to walk away from one of my stock trades, and it went really, really far against me today. Unfortunately, I'm really not happy about that because it did take quite a lot out of my account. Unfortunately, on the stock side of things. Um, but in futures, we're doing quite well. So let's go ahead and jump into the futures market and just see where we're at there. Okay, so in futures, we are utilizing this demo account, and if you guys saw yesterday, I failed pretty gloriously in this account yesterday. We started with a 50K demo account. We lost over $4,000 yesterday. We've made back 451 of that today. Our goal is to hit 55K in this demo account, and then from there, we will move on to testing for another evaluation. The reason why is because we've got a very solid, very effective strategy that we've been using in Thinkorswim Simulator, but applying those same strategies to different softwares makes a difference. If you all don't mind, I'm going to eat some rice with sunflower seeds and jalapenos today. And I'll try not to chew too loud, but this is my breakfast, so gonna try and make sure that I'm doing that and make sure that I'm eating because sometimes I tend not to eat. So for anyone out there, please please subscribe, please ring the bell for notifications, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. All right, so right now, just taking a look at this, the ES is falling down, breaking new lows. Actually, you can see that red line down there. That's the low of the day. So the SPY, the ES, making new lows right now. May take hopefully a real quick short position here. Looking for a pullback up. Trying to
order filled.
Got in higher than I wanted to. Was trying to get in really kind of at the bottom of that candle, or rather, not the bottom of that candle, but kind of the middle of the road, but still worked out. So we were at 451 in the beginning. Now we're at 499, and the ES continuing to drop. Going much slower on this software than I do on TOS, on Trade-Debate, and that has a lot to do with me just kind of getting the proper feel for the software itself. One second left on this candle. We may get some shorts covering here. That's the green that I was expecting. I don't know how far up green it's going to go. Looks like that might be its peak there. Might try to take a short here once it feels like the shorts are done covering, but we are kind of at these lows of the day, so really kind of we're in a place where we don't, like, the obvious trend is downward, but with that downward trend, we have to make sure that we're not necessarily taking it at the bottom, because by taking it at the very bottom, we could just get a bounce and just go against us. And it can go against us super fast. I mean, being up $500 in futures is actually not that much by all comparisons, because at the end of the day, we could see a rip, uh, just even a couple of ticks that would end up losing multiple hundreds of dollars. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to be very careful. Hey, what's up, Spac? Good to see you here, brother. And that's exactly this is exactly why I was talking about not taking that short at that position, was because that bounce off that low. And while I still was like, we're in a very obvious downward trend, taking positions like short positions and betting on that trend continuing to go downward, that could be very dangerous, because we could see these bounces, and these bounces is enough to take us out of our trade and lose us hundreds of dollars. Currently up almost $500 on the day, $499.80, basically $500. So doing pretty decent, making back some of what we lost yesterday. Yesterday was a glorious fail, but that's okay. It happens, and honestly, I think I was trading while tired, and several other factors. So I don't really think I should have been trading yesterday, honestly. But try to make sure I'm showing up. So already all true. Anybody who's showing up here, please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff helps the channel grow. We've been growing pretty well. For anyone who's interested in building a YouTube channel, highly recommend doing live streams. It grows your channel pretty fast. I think it's very good for your audience to show that you're reliable, can be here daily, that kind of thing, or be here at certain reliable times. So highly recommend checking out like live streaming or something like that if you're interested in building a YouTube channel, becoming an entrepreneur online. Getting some more pushback to the downside. Kind of almost looks like indecision here at this point. We're not trading in TOS today, and the reason why is we want to get really comfortable with trading Trade all the time, because this is where we're actually going to be funded. So this is where we want to be, really, really comfortable here. Looking at potentially taking a short, I wanted to get in kind of the midway through that candle there, like 42.81.75. I don't know about now, though. Just kind of hanging back right now. You can see we took a position right here. That was a quick short, one tick. We've been doing this 5 contracts, 1 tick method, and this has been really helpful. We've had a couple trades that were like 2 or 3 ticks earlier. Excuse me. Which you can see in this area. And we took a few L's today too, but overall profitable. We've been essentially watching our bottom line, trying to be very diligent about cutting trades early if they start to go against us. Took a really bad beat on stocks today, so not too happy about that. That's real money, by the way, and it took that bad beat basically because I had to keep walking away from my trade desk over and over and over this morning. So it's very, very kind of annoying. 2, 3, 4. We're going on our 4th red candle. Honestly, I think this may begin to turn around at some point. We're a little far away though on all the indicators to give us real positive information about which direction it's going. So I don't want to take trades that are boredom trades, because that could really break down my account. And I think it's one of the things that we were doing yesterday is we kind of had this chop going on yesterday that was chopping in and up and down through the volume and average price, and kept taking trades through it, and it just kept going against us over and over again. Like it looked like it'd work out, and then it would just like fake us out over and over again. So don't want to do that. Want to make sure that being safe. Morning, Tiny. Good to see you. We're eating this morning. Got a bowl of rice here, some soy sauce, sunflower season, jalapenos. So, yeah. Bon appetit. Make sure I get breakfast. It's not every day I eat breakfast, um, but I tend to trade better when I do eat. So really low volume right now on the ES, but up 500, holding, going slow. So my breakfast is coffee for now. Coffee sounds great, honestly. I would love some coffee. For a quick bounce off that 4282 mark. Doesn't look like we got it. Didn't get filled, so I'm not gonna push it. Um, we are getting that push up though, so would have been a good trade. Just didn't get filled. That's like 6 ticks. So going slow today. Um, not being particularly aggressive today, and really, if you were here yesterday, you know why. But we made back a little over 10% of what we were, little over 10% of what we lost yesterday. So just responding to some messages. Okay. All right. Got a nice push up. Definitely would have been a great trade right there. Now I got to watch for if there's going to be a pullback after this nice green push here. Still under VWAP, so we want to make sure that we're trading slowly. But we are continuing to push upward. Brand new candle. Get the 35 crossover there. With the 35 cross, that's going to indicate some upward momentum coming soon. Not necessarily at this particular point in time, but it does look like we are getting it at this point in time. I go for a quick long off of. That's where I should have taken it.
Order filled.
We're literally
Order
like,
filled.
there we go. Okay, we got it. All right, so now we're up 548.40 on the day. So doing pretty well in this regard. Just following this strategy and being patient. So we did get that fill on that candle there, and you can see we're almost turned around on the CTM on the lower side of things. So doing pretty decent today, but yeah, man, it's been doing well. Okay, getting that pullback. This is the pullback that we were expecting. And, I honestly should have called it here off of this 50. The 50 and the 200 are really strong support and resistance levels. So I honestly should have called that right there off that 50, but I didn't. So, bad. gotta make sure you see the entire picture, the whole matrix all the time. That's kind of the way trading is. At least that's kind of how I feel it is. Got a nice bounce off these lows though. And that's really what you want to see. Like, you want to see these pullbacks to these lows, and you want to see this bounce. This actually, bounce really, really nicely. This is kind of like very clean, coming up for a push to the VWAP here. Getting a break over that 50 moving average. 42.87, looking like a decent entry here. Didn't get it. Don't like it. Running without us. All the way up to 42.88. Big pullback. Where are we at on time? 10 seconds left in the candle. Pulled down to 42.87. Honestly, I thought that was a good entry point. And I think that it would have been had we actually got filled there, but like, it obviously would have been, as we saw that. Make it a red here, though. Just started a swap on the TTM. Right now, we're sitting at the doji at the top. So remember, if we have a doji at the top, that may indicate some selling pressure and some downward pressure on that. So doji at the top, selling pressure. Doji at the bottom, buying pressure, typically. That's not 100%. Nothing in trading is 100%. Of course, always stay safe.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, got another roughly $50 on that one. We're up 597. That was just off of that 42.87 mark that I was trying to get earlier. This is basically the exact same trade, just continuing to rip up further. Maybe a pullback to 42.88 right here. Okay. Looking for a test of the volume and average price. You can see we hit 42.89 twice, tapped it on both wicks, and on each wick, each time came back down. So that 42.89 is kind of acting as resistance, but you can see 42.90, 42.90.25 is the VWAP. So we're really, really close to that VWAP. Remember, be the candle. Yes, of course. Dojis are not to be trusted. You know what? Dojis are not to be trusted, but I will tell you this. I have got some really great trades off of buying dojis at the bottom of a range. So essentially, like, seeing it, kind of pull back and then having that doji at the bottom. I have gotten some really good trades purchasing it on that doji and riding the momentum back up. But again, dojis, if you're going to play them, I would suggest playing scalps. At least that's my method. I would only scalp with it. I wouldn't look for a momentum move off of doji. Okay, so we are still seeing resistance at that 50. We did get a 9-12-26 cross. Now, the next big momentum area would be the 9-12 crossing over the 35. Crossing over this area will sort of solidify our upward movement in terms of the indicators. We have that in conjunction with the TTM. On the bearish side of things, we are below the volume weighted average price. So being below VWAP does give us that sort of that bearish sentiment, but that's really kind of the only one that we're looking at right now at this moment. Let me see if I can find where the 200 is. We are also below the 200, so this is also bearish as well. This is actually a really strong bearish indicator, being below the 200. So we've got two bearish and we've got two bullish. So where we're at there is really, really kind of close. Our tiebreaker is essentially the 9-12 getting above the 35. That's likely going to be our tiebreaker to actually push us back towards the VWAP. And it looks like we're beginning to get it. We got the 9 above the 35, but now the 12. And this honestly seemed like a really good entry point right there. You take
order filled.
Look for a quick pop up. Look for one tick. Hands over the cover. Got it. Okay, up 645.60 on the day. So doing really well today, taking our time as we did not do yesterday. Yesterday, we were trading through the chop. We were taking impatience trades. We were tired. We did not eat. There were so many different things that were working against us yesterday that honestly, all were preventable, all done by me. And I think accepting personal responsibility for your trading, not blaming it on the market, not blaming it on the indicators, not blaming it on naked shorts or fake outs or market makers or anything else, not blaming on anything, and really taking full responsibility and accepting that responsibility for you, your trading style, where you got in, where you got out. You need to make sure that you're doing that because I think it's absolutely imperative if you plan to become a better trader. Coming up, testing the VWAP. Honestly, I could have taken 2 or 3 ticks on that. I've been trading very, very short, very small, I should say, and staying away from momentum type trading simply because of how heavy we got hit yesterday, and also because the movement is pretty small. You can see, like, here at 42.87, it took us all, like 3 candles or so to hit 42.90. So, we're only moving like $1 a minute. So we're moving very slowly, and we just have very little movement happening. So that's got to be careful in that regard. TTM stacked up towards looks like around 5.0 now, getting a pullback off that VWAP. We did get the 912 crossing over the 35, not by much though. And now we're starting to see the 9 cross over the 50, indicating more bullish momentum. The real Q is going to be, do we get the 912 cross over the 50, have the 35 kind of cross over the 50 as well? When that 35 crosses over, that's also going to give us really bullish sentiment as well. The real push is going to be above VWAP and above the 200. Getting the 50 above the 200 and the chart above the VWAP is going to be very imperative to upward movement. No, Webull, I don't even think Webull offers futures, Tiny. They offer options, crypto, and stocks. So at least that's what I'm aware of. I don't know if they offer futures, though. They might. Yeah, I agree. Maybe they should offer futures. I think that'd be pretty cool. By the way, speaking of Webull, guys, there is a link to Webull down below. You guys can get 6 free stocks when you use my link. Just by signing up and funding the account with at least $100, you'll get 6 free stocks. So you'll automatically be in the green just for signing up. So pretty awesome stuff there. Just use my link in the description, and that'll hook you guys up. Okay. Got a pretty solid rejection off that VWAP there. Now, kind of just waiting to see what happens here. Gonna jump to a 5-minute chart and see where we're at. 5-minute chart looks a lot less healthy, I would say, than the 1-minute chart. The 1-minute chart, I think, looks better. 5-minute chart, it's just got to get above the VWAP. So the 5-minute chart's got a long way in order to swap the TTM momentum. It's got a long way to go for the 912 crossing over the 26. It's the 5-minute chart's just got a ways to go. Basically, simply put, 5-minute chart has to get above the VWAP to make it very simple. Okay. I don't know how many trades we've taken today, but let's go ahead and check our P&L so far for the day. You can see we've taken 21 trades. We've taken 210 contracts. Our average trade time is 14 seconds. Our longest trade was 1 minute and 8 seconds. So very, very quick trades. Out of our 21 trades, we've had 19 wins. So we've had 2 losses so far. Our largest win was 125 bucks, and our average win is $69. So far, you can see we have a 90.4% win ratio today. So very, very solid win ratio. The strategy works. It works very well. I think one of the biggest challenges in utilizing the strategy is being able to cut your losses very, very quickly without having them run too big. I think that's incredibly important. If you're not doing that, I think that that's where you can end up kind of where I was yesterday. If we take a look at yesterday's P&L, it was pretty awful. We took 44 trades. We won 31. So even though we had a 70-30 win-loss ratio, we did not manage our risk very well at all yesterday. See, our total loss was 57.87 yesterday, and our total profit was 1962. So whatever those two are factored together, we basically lost around $4,000 yesterday, and so we're working to make it up today. But in that process, it's a long process. Today we're being much more careful. Today we got some sleep. We got some green tea this morning. We took care of ourselves basically, and just taking the time, got down here early enough, down here being the office, and whatnot, taking that time to really take care of our mind, body, and soul. All those things really matter, at least to me, when it comes to my trading. I don't make as good of decisions when I'm not taking care of myself properly. So, to me, that is even more important than the trading strategies themselves. Is make sure your mind, your body, and your soul are right. Get them right with yourself. And definitely personal development. Take time on personal development. It is so imperative, so important. Work on your mindset, work on your faith, work on anything that you've got to do to develop yourself as a human being, not just as a trader, but as a human being. All that stuff matters tremendously in order to be not just profitable in trading, but profitable in every area of your life. Including like cooking and everything else, anything else that you want to be good at. Does it track fees? I think that got me in my attempt for funding with TopStep. Trade-of-8 and Elite Trader funding tracks fees. So when I make $62.50 in the contracts, I think there's roughly $11.50 in fees, and it does deduct that out. So I don't know if it shows me the exact fees inside of my P&L, but it does show me my fees when I actually. Oh yeah, it does right there. Total fees and commissions. So out of the gross P&L of $937.50, we paid $291.90 in fees. It's pretty high fees. I mean, to be completely honest. So we made $937.50, and we paid $291.90 in fees. So we're at $645.60, but that $291.90 divided by $937.50, we're paying 30% in fees. And honestly, those would be reduced if we took higher swings, like bigger swings or larger momentum, if you will, because you don't pay a fee per tick, you pay a fee per contract. So 5 contracts, I'm paying 5 different fees, which is one of the reasons why my fees are so high. My fees are higher because I'm taking so many contracts, and they're about $4, $4 or so, somewhere in that range, like $4.32 or something per contract. So 5 contracts, I'm at $20 in fees, but 5 contracts up 1 tick is worth $62.50. So I'm still walking away up $40. So it's still worth my time. And one thing I've noticed is that the fees are always less than the tick value. So if it's a $12.50 tick value and the fee for it is $4.50, you're still making $8 per contract. Getting a nice rip up to the VWAP. Looks like we're gonna try and test that after this pullback here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of pullback. Getting some shorts covering, looks like. Now let's zoom in here a little bit. I will say I love the charts on TOS. Nothing compares. Webull is probably one of a close second. So we're getting 912. That's pushing the 50. And if we move back here, we got a 9 above the 50, but not the 12. Right now, the 9 and 12 are hugging each other. Really, the 9, 12, and 35 are all kind of hugging each other. This is a big down wick. So still, and you can see we're cooling off in the TTM. So still not where we want to be in order to be bullish. That doesn't mean we can't take trades, but right now there's just no obvious momentum for me. Although this looks kind of bearish here. We may get another test of these lows. Might take a quick short, like right there. Maybe not. How much time we got on this candle? 30 seconds? I should have taken that short up with that doji. Gonna go for a 2-tick swing off this short. Ooh, no, I'm not. Glad I didn't do that. Two seconds. This candle is too indecisive for me to trade. You see, we went green, we went red. We were all over the place. I'd like to take 2 ticks, but it just hasn't really set up in the way that I need it to. There's just not enough momentum, if you will, to really choose the right direction for this. That's not a lot when down. The fees make it more. Yeah, exactly. The fees do make it more when you're down, because you might be down 1,000, but you got $300 in fees, and so now you're down 1,300. So it really does make a huge difference on the downside. So if you're down in your account, it really impacts your losses pretty heavily, actually.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Gosh, I am muted. I'm so sorry. I've been talking this whole time. I'm so sorry. I've been muted. Wow. Wow. You hear the order being filled. Yeah, so basically we took a bad beat on that one. Lost most of our profit on the day. Went all the way down from 650 down to 69 bucks, and then made a trade back. But I frankly could have just held it. I can't believe we muted it out for that long. I'm sorry. Apologize about that. Sometimes it's kind of challenging to run the stream. Continuing to rip up, popping up through the view app. An entry here off 42.91 looks decent. Gonna go for 5 ticks off of 42.91. Not getting it. Wow, just rippage.
Order filled.
Filled off 42.93. Looking for a push to 42.94.25. I think I actually would prefer 42.94.
Order filled.
Got it. Okay, up 478 on the day. Our peak of the day was 645. Continuing to push up. Could have got that extra 6250, but that's okay. Trying to stay safe. Pushing way up here into this bullish territory. We got the 9 crossing over the 200. The 12. Everything is looking very bullish now after all this time. Trying to see where I want to enter.
Order filled. Order filled.
Got out up 62.50 on that. Back up to 527.50 on the day. Made back most of what we lost. Down 120 from our peak of the day. Peak of the day was 645. So moving up nicely. Wasn't sure because my phone load. Yeah, no worries. That's too bad on the loss. It is what it is. We made it all back. Basically minus $100. So still up 527 or so on the day. Top of the day, peak of the day was 645. And as you can see, we're going bullish. We actually have a real trend forming. So looking really strong after these bounces off these lows. So yeah, I think that we have some opportunity here to make some profit. A nice pullback. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our 5th green candle. I think a nice pullback would be helpful on this guy here. Maybe a pullback to like 42.94 or 42.95 would be helpful. So because we've had 5 green candles in a row, so getting back to the just pulling back a little bit, I think would be very beneficial. But you can see on the TTM, we're back up quite a bit. Right where this peak was, like 4.7, 5.0. But our indicators are looking very strong as well. And go for a 1 tick move. Hesitant to get in at this particular point in time, just because we're seeing like some sort of consolidation here at the top. But it's still looking good. We got a couple of people watching the stream right now. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. So all that good stuff. Okay, where are we at? We got 20 seconds left on this candle. Currently not really seeing any movement, just kind of hanging out here. Doji at the top. Approaching the high of the day. High of the day is up there at 4,300. So really close to that. I look for a pullback right here. 42.97. 75 looks reasonable. And we didn't get that entry, so we're going to cut that. Two seconds left on this candle. New candle.
Order filled. Order filled.
Took a 1 tick. Up 576. I definitely could have been trading in through this area, but I just was looking for a candle that had more momentum like that. So that's definitely looking stronger. A little bit of a pullback here. Trying to decide if I want to take another position. Tap the high of the day. We may push right through it. $42.99. About to test the high of the day again. One more tick and we're at the high. We could just get a rejection off of here, but I actually think that we're going to push through. We may get a slight rejection here for a moment, but I do think that we're going to push through this. What I'm worried about is a big rejection, like a rejection all the way down to like 42.96 or something like that. Like a rejection down to this 9 EMA. That's a rejection that I would be worried about getting. So hence why I'm not taking in position here. Break through the highs can be a really powerful play, but it's hit or miss whether or not it's going to happen. So we are pushing these highs up. There we go. New high of the day.
Order filled. Order filled.
Just got 2 ticks, up 687.50 on the day. We broke our peak and continuing to make highs. Really strong movement now. Looking pretty good actually. So okay. So we took that bad loss, which was what we were up 650, went all the way down to $69. So we were at 645 and we went down to $69. So that's a $576 loss, which we made all of that back through a few trades. Let's go ahead and jump into our P&L. Take a look where we're at. We're getting a little bit of a rejection off that top, not by much, but some. Let's take a look where we're at on the day. So total gross P&L is 1106 or 1062. Sorry. Total profit, we've made 2K. Total loss, we have lost 937.50. So we've lost basically half of what we made. So if we took no L's, we'd be up almost 3K, something like that. But we've had 3 losses on the day. Our biggest loss was that one that you saw live right here. It was a loss of $562.50 before fees. So pretty huge on that loss scale there. Our biggest win of the day was this one, $250. But look at that. Look, ugh. That was such a bad loss, and then it just came right back up to that candle. But so far, we're coming back, we're pulling back, and doing pretty well. Our win-loss ratio is 88-11. Look at that, 11% on the losing. So we're doing pretty well. The strategy does work. It is super solid. I do think that we could utilize it and apply it to a evaluation through a prop firm. Through Elite Trader Funding. By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out Elite Trader Funding, you guys definitely need to check them out. Elite Trader Funding is, in my opinion, one of the best ones out there for trying to get earned funding at a prop firm. If you notice, I always say earn funding, not get funding. I say earn funding. And the reason why I say earn funding is because you do actually need to put in effort, time, energy, and work for this. I think Elite Trader Funding is one of the best ones to work with. In my opinion, they have amazing customer service. They have responsive, quick customer service, which I love. And they have a lot of opportunity available in terms of their product. You can get funded all the way up to $300K, which is amazing. If you guys use promo code JSBEST through the month of August and utilize the link in the description, you have to use that link in the description, you'll get 50% off of any one of these packages, anything you see here except for the fast track evaluations. So you can do a 10K eval for $40. You can do a 25K eval for whatever the half of that is. You can do a 50K eval for like $72. Personally, I think the 50K eval is one of the best values out there. If you got a max drawdown of $2,000 and a profit target of 3K, so not particularly challenging to hit. The 25K one is also cool because it's just a 15-15 on the drawdown of the profit target are the exact same. The one that would work best with my strategy, if you're using 5 contracts and 1 tick, is the 50K eval. You have a max position of 8 minis, so you could utilize my strategy utilizing up to 8 contracts. So could be a way to earn very quickly. 8 times 12.5. That's $100 per tick. So you can move really, really fast through this. But you do obviously need to be careful. The more you take in contracts, the more risk you're taking. So and then there's also the fast track, or the static drawdown evaluations. These are 100K static evaluation. They have a pretty low drawdown limit at 625, and a reasonably high profit target limit, especially because you can only take 2 positions, but they're relatively inexpensive as well. And then there's the end of the day drawdown evaluations. These are more like your traditional evaluation styles that you'll see as some of the other large prop trading firms out there. Yeah, so definitely, guys, check out Elite Trader Funding. Use promo code JSBEST to get 50% off, and yeah, use the link in the description as well. Also, guys, in addition to that too, if you want to join our mailing list, there is a link in the description for that. And in that mailing list, we currently we send out email reminders about when our stream is starting. We also send out some promo codes and other things like that. But as time goes on, you will see me writing more in there and sharing content that I don't share anywhere else. I talk about topics from entrepreneurship, digital marketing, building businesses online. I've been building businesses online for over 10 years. So I know the process in and out. So if you guys have any cues or questions about those types of things, I'm more than happy to help you with that. And having said all that, guys, make sure you guys check out all the links in the description, because I think a lot of that stuff can be very beneficial. So nice little run. Good job getting back. Yeah, exactly, Tiny. I'm not going to let what happened yesterday happen again. So, it's just not in the cards. It's just not the way it's going to go down. So we did pull back off that high, kind of consolidating here along the 9 EMA, which is a pretty good area to be supported. If we're seeing support here along the 9, that typically means that we're going to see more bullish action, and not too far extended off the view app either. So we may get like an ABCD pattern here, but we definitely aren't seeing a flag. That's for sure. On the TTM, we did pull back and cool off a little bit, but not by much. Just down at 6 from being a peak of 8 on the TTM. So not that much of a pullback, which is good for that bullish action. Getting a push up. They swap over to 1 tick. I was trying to get in on that right there, actually. How much time we got on this candle? 17 seconds. That should have been my entry. Now I'm scared to do it, but I just did it. Cutting it. New candle. Pulling back some on this candle. Currently up 687.20 on the day. And just imagine, like that being your daily profit at 5 days a week, and at 52 weeks a year. Pretty decent cash. Before taxes, of course. Okay. Almost getting like an ABCD pattern up here. We'll have to wait and see if it pulls back, maybe towards like the 9 or the 12. The 9 is continuing to push up. The 26 just crossed over the 35, which means that we're kind of evening out on some of that momentum. But because it's still really, really close to it, it could have the 35 just cross back over the 26 and show continued momentum to the upside. We did get the 50 crossing over the 200, and we got that right here where we got this high of the day. The 50 is continuing to pull away from the 200, and that divergence is what we want to see. Divergence is really what we're looking for when it comes to utilizing this indicators. The more divergence that we see, the more that we're going to actually see the movement or momentum in either direction. So yeah, guys, that's where we're at so far. I wonder if we're going to come back up and test these highs of the day. We've been streaming for almost about an hour now, and yeah, take the time, take a look at the links in the descriptions below. There's also a PayPal donate button there if you guys want to donate directly to the channel. All of it goes to supporting me, supporting the growth of this channel, supporting my family, all that type of stuff. So I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down there. Please take the time to like and subscribe, share with your friends if you know anybody who's into trading futures and whatnot. And I just want to say I love, appreciate, and I'm very grateful that you guys show up here every day. It makes a world of difference to me. It truly does. With that, guys, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.